For Thought Leaders, my name's Adam Connor, and welcome to Thought Leaders. It's the show with cold beer and even cooler people.
Yeah, I kind of stole that from Hot Ones. I like that show, and maybe you'll like this one. Enjoy.
This is a Hefeweizen called Hefeweizen. It's from East End Brewing.
It's good.
And it does not have peanuts in it.
Awesome.
Can you imagine if my KD on guests for this pod was like infinite? Super tough if he actually perishes.
I actually feel a little itchy.
Get the out of here. I was gonna say,
I had to.
me. Well, thanks for joining me on this first episode.
Of course.
Who the hell are you?
So my name is Matt Chute, owner of Chute Media. We run a media company, and we're also making an extension of it where we're working with influencers, things like that. I'm honored to be your first guest. When this blows up, I'm going to go back and be like, yo, I was the first guest on his podcast.
Yeah, dude, he's like the Tony Yayo of Thought Leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. He's perfect. We're going to talk about the shmoney dance next.
Yeah.
Your dad inspired you to be an entrepreneur.
He did.
How, why? Tell me the story.
My dad taught me how to basically buy and sell. So the first thing I ever bought was a stopwatch. He said, hey, Matt, go over there and get that stopwatch. And we're at a yard sale. I walk over. He was like, go ask them how much it is. I asked them how much it was. I can't remember. They probably gave it to me for free. Because when I was like, before the age of 10, I got so much for free. And my dad would die laughing because we'd get in the car. He'd be like, they have no idea you're going to resell it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, it's like 100% profit.
I know.
But so
you were saying that at 10 years old? Oh my God.
I don't know if I said that, but in my mind, it sounds good. So bought the stopwatch. My dad taught me how to do eBay. So he lets me list it. He teaches me how to like do a description, things like that. And then it sells for $50. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm rich.
You sold a stopwatch for $50?
$50, yeah. This is the best part of the
What
story.
year was this?
This was 2003.
2003?
Yeah.
So that's like what? It's like $700, $800 now.
Long story short, I got into I bought a lot of like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like sports stuff. I got a job working for an estate sale company one day, and she worked me like 12 hours. It was like a terrible setup. And she gave me like $70 at the end of the day. And I came home so mad because there was a light there. I asked if I could keep. The light was worth $300. I sold it for $300. I said to my parents, I was like, this is so stupid. Why would I ever work for someone?
So the trinket they just gave away.
Yes.
Was worth 4 and change times what they paid you for 12 hours of work.
Exactly. I was really mad. My parents were like, well, you got to keep doing something. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to start my own estate sale company. I did that for like 3 or 4 years. It was really successful. My dad ended up working for me. Through the years, you can ask Amanda. I would always randomly say to her, I would say, one day we're going to start a marketing company, just so you know. And she would just say, okay, I don't know why you say that. So long story short, I was like,
here you are.
Here we are.
Talk to me about loneliness for a second.
Loneliness.
Yeah. I've got this business. It's been the last 4 years, right? I work out of my basement. It's half underground.
Yeah.
You get those late night vibes when it's like, is this shit gonna work?
Yeah.
Is this business gonna work?
I know what you mean.
Can you talk to me about a time when you felt that way and how you got out the other side?
Yeah. So that's a great question. And I'm going to preface it with something a little bit, not different, but like, so.
Are you gonna cry?
I might.
Right now?
I might.
I hope so. I need views.
I do too.
Please cry.
Imagine
I just like take this. I just like put it on my.
You could literally title it "Man Cries and Then Dies." Viral, instant hit. I told you he's gonna come back to the day.
He cries and then succumbs to a peanut allergy.
Yeah,
what
literally.
a loser!
It'd be like footage shows that you slipped it in during the break.
God,
Adam.
This just becomes like a ploy. This whole year of planning was just like so I could get you in F1 and then just kill. I'm just like I'll show up on a true crime network in 3 years. Great.
But yeah, so to talk about loneliness, okay. So I did. Yeah. I was like, what a transition, man.
That's a crazy segment.
From this to deep thought. It's like deep thought on this.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, dude, let's get sad.
Loneliness. I've definitely found myself in states of being lonely, mostly self-induced loneliness. Sometimes it's lasted too long, but at the end of the day, I have to come to the realization that I'm kind of being too hard on myself and it doesn't really make sense. And putting myself in that state is just keeping me there. The only thing that's going to push me past it is when I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at, but this is where I'm going.
God, that's so mentally grounded. God, fuck you, dude. When are you going to come in here and be like mature? This show in and of itself is like a practice in like becoming the creator and building as transparently as I can. Mm-hmm. With that in mind, you've done content. What would you do if you were in my shoes?
If I were in your shoes.
Yeah. Like, how would you take something like Thought Leaders and blow it up? Not blow it up. Just build it up.
Yeah.
I don't care about blowing it up right now. This is the first guest. Nobody's seeing this, at least until it's on YouTube anyway, until I get struck because I killed the dude. How would you look at this? Like from the mind of another founder, how would you scrutinize what I'm doing and develop upon it.
Utilize every piece of content from it that you can. So that's from like kind of a tactical marketing standpoint. So the long form content, like the long form video and audio, put that on YouTube, cut up into as many shorts as you can, but make sure like the shorts are actually valuable too. You don't want just like.
What is value to you, by the way?
Yeah. Value to me is when you unselfishly truly try to give someone a piece of something. I think on social media, a lot of people get mad or they stop content creation. Yeah, people crying like, I just put out 100 pieces of content and I'm getting no likes, no comments. I'm like...
Just bitching?
Yeah, and like I literally responded to the guy.
I feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, I literally responded to the guy. I said, where you're failing is your mindset is that you think you're owed likes, you think you're owed views, and you think you're owed whatever. You're not owed anything. The only thing that is owed is that you provide value to your audience.
Who do you think I should go after? Who should my audience be for this?
I think that's a question that I can't answer for you.
Wrong. I don't know. You could totally tell
I
me.
would say...
I'm going for more of these. This is great.
So instead of answering that question directly, my advice to you would be just be Adam Connor. And I feel like you won me over. I just like want to be your friend. Because just because of like your personality.
I don't care if none of y'all subscribe. I got a friend today, man.
Yeah. I like that you have the personality that you're very fun, but you also have a very deep side. And I've only known you for like an hour and a half, but I feel like, am I right on
I
that?
got a sensitive side. Yeah. No, what I do is I use humor to cope and like jump out of deep moments.
Yeah.
Hearing that you want to be my friend, probably the most important thing we've covered today.
Sweet.
I'll drink
it's
to
official.
that.
It's official. I'll take a sip. Glad I'm still alive.
You taste that, everybody? That's a vice. No, no, it's a friendship. Let's see. We're getting close to time, aren't we? Now we get to ask you to give advice.
Yeah.
And you get to, the millions, I mean millions, of impressionable faces and voices. They want to start their own business. They maybe feel a little bit lonely. What is the smallest amount of effort that somebody who wants to be that could put in tonight to start to visualize that future for themselves? The smallest thing.
Yeah. There's a couple different things I want to say. To touch first on family and friends, opinions. If you want to get into entrepreneurship, stop caring what people think, even your family, because a lot of people aren't going to get it at all, especially if you get into like content creation and stuff, because a lot of your family is going to be older than you and they're going to be like, you're making content kind of thing. So I would say
you're posting it for free.
Yeah, don't make decisions based on what you think other people are going to think of you.
Okay.
And because in the end, when you do succeed, then they're just like, oh, cool. So you were right. Okay. So
isn't it? I heard this quote, and the quote was that nobody cares until everybody cares.
Exactly.
Oh, that is so mentally, painfully true.
Yeah, it's so true.
Oh my God.
It's so true.
I can't wait for somebody to care.
That's my first piece of advice based on what you said. And then, so I would say if you're lonely, right off the bat, if you're lonely or you're mad or you're down, just take like 10 deep breaths in. I'm not like a breathing like therapist by any means. I actually have asthma. It's true.
So you don't breathe often?
Yeah, I don't breathe often, but when I do, it's effective. So seriously, but in all seriousness, sit there, try to clear your mind a little bit, breathe a little bit, smile, give yourself a little bit of grace. And then I think that will help frame your mind to, okay, now you're open for like the next step.
And everybody can breathe. Everybody can smile. It might be hard to do so at some point, but you can do that.
Yeah.
So with the very last breath of this show,
like it.
Plug everything you got.
Go on Chute.media. That's our website. So you can find us on Chute.media, and then everything else will be linked to there. So that's where you can find me.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for being the first guest on this. Thanks for trying out this format.
Thanks for the beer. East End. Shout out to East End.
Shout out to East End.
From the Pittsburgh area, go give this brewery a taste.
Sponsors inbound.
Yeah,
right?
And it's peanut free, baby. Tried and tested by a true peanut allergic.
It's just like a delayed release. It just succumbs after 3 hours. I'm gone. So whatever. Yeah. All right. Welcome to Afterthought. We've just had our first episode of Thought Leaders. Matt Chute was the guest. Matt, what'd you think? Here's the afterthought. How can I improve?
Get someone with a bigger following than me.